Tennessee Volunteers lost Dylan Sampson to the NFL draft, but their 2025 running back room may still be loaded. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Kangaroo Black coming back once again to talk about the Tennessee Volunteers and their running back room. We know they lost Dylan Sampson to the NFL draft, and last year, at times, Dylan Sampson ran Tennessee to victory. Dylan Sampson was a beast for those Tennessee Volunteers in 2024. When Tennessee offense was on the field, Dylan Sampson was the best player on the field. Okay, so let's talk about what they lost in Dylan Sampson. In 2024, Dylan Sampson was tied for fourth in the FBS and broke a 95-year-old school record with 22 rushing touchdowns. He was ranked 8th with 132 points scored, 9th with 1,491 yards rushing on 258 carries, averaging 5.8 yards a carry. He also started all 13 games. And another thing he did, he caught 20 passes for 143 yards. That's 7.2 yards per catch. And he was the SEC Player of the Year. That's what Tennessee lost from their running back room. Matter of fact, he was their best offensive player in 2024. But even though Tennessee lost that, they just might, in 2025, still have a prolific running back room. Just may. Don't count Tennessee out just yet. You've already been hearing good things coming out of Rocky Top concerning their quarterback position with their transfer from UCLA. That guy just might be better than daggone Nico. Just might work out that way. But let's talk about their running back room and who will replace Dylan Sampson in the backfield in 2025. It's very likely we will see a return to a true platoon-based attack, just like Josh Heupel deployed in 2021 through 2023. Now, if you want to read this article, it is on, let me see what it is. Rocky Top Talk. That's what it is. Go to that website, Rocky Top Talk. Got to give them a shout out because that's where I got this article from. But anyway, as stated, it's very likely we'll see a return to a true platoon-based attack, just as Josh Heupel deployed in 2023, where he had 3 running backs that he used, and Dylan Sampson was one of them at the time. He was just young. He was a freshman, and he was the 3rd back. But we all saw how he grew and how he emerged. So Tennessee Volunteers got sophomore Payton Lewis, 6'1", 212 pounds. His 2024 stats, 64 carries, 339 yards, and 3 touchdowns. A former 4-star running back prospect becomes the most athletic, gifted player in the Tennessee backfield. Lewis saw an uptick in playing time last season as Sampson's list of injuries began to pile up. So he entered 2025 with some legitimate experience. Lewis ended up with 10 carries for 77 yards in Tennessee's college playoff game against Ohio State. Yeah, they lost, but 10 carries, 77 yards ain't bad. That's 7 yards a carry, basically. A little bit over 7 yards a carry. So that is not bad. A former track and field star in high school in Virginia, Heupel, he loves to get him in the open field. He'll love to get Payton Lewis in the open field to see the elite speed put to use. Heupel says they didn't see that a ton last year, him getting in the open field, but that should change this fall. Lewis could be the next in line to really pop in Heupel's spread tempo attack. I know a lot of people say Josh Heupel and the Tennessee Volunteers has a gimmick offense. But the thing about it, for the most part, Josh Heupel caters to his best players. He developed his offense around his best players. So look at it. When Hendon Hooker was there, one of the best players, Jalen Hyatt, they mostly had a passing attack. Okay, Dylan Sampson, best player on the offensive side of the ball. They became a rushing offense. So he caters to his best players. It also talks about Payton Lewis in the spring. Lewis generated plenty of buzz this spring, earning praise from the staff for his development. Josh Heupel said he had a great spring. He has a lot more confidence and understanding in the scope of what we are doing, and it should be that way in year 2. All right. He grew throughout the course of last year, but he's done a really good job. That's with the ball in his hand, but that's also playing without the ball, talking about run blocking. And that's the important piece of being a great running back is run blocking. So that's Payton Lewis. All right. He's a sophomore, 6'2", 212 pounds. As I stated, his stats from last season, 64 carries, 339 yards, 3 touchdowns. Just may be the number 1 back. They got Deshawn Bishop, our red shirt sophomore, 5'10", 208 pounds, 2024 stats, 74 carries, 455 yards, 3 touchdowns. The decorated former local prospect was a late add to the 2023 class. And all he's done since he got there was overachieve. Deshawn Bishop worked his way up to the number 2 spot on the depth chart early last season, handling action in big spots. He ended up with 16 carries for the Vols, grinded out win at Oklahoma early in the year. An injury slowed his season down and ended up opening the door for Payton Lewis. Okay. Where I was at. But anyway, it ended up opening the door for Payton Lewis to eat. You got a preview of what you can expect to see in Columbus with Bishop having 7 carries to Lewis's 10. So in the national championship game, Bishop had 7 carries, Deshawn Bishop, and Payton Lewis had 10. So those guys, they even got carries in the national championship game, even though they lost. The Tennessee fans got a glimpse of what these guys can do. And matter of fact, they got a glimpse of what these guys can do, throughout last season. So Tennessee, that you fans should feel good about your running back room. You also got a transfer running back in Star Thomas, 6 foot, 211 pounds senior. Now, this guy has been kind of a journeyman. For 2023, he played at New Mexico State. All right, he had 112 carries, 653 yards, 4 touchdowns. He also had 22 receptions for 200 yards. That was in 2023 for New Mexico State. Then he transferred to Duke in 2024, and his stats was 213 carries, 871 yards, 7 touchdowns, 20 receptions for 153 yards. So this guy can get it done on the ground or through the air. Okay? Now, this is his 6th year of college ball. All right? He played JUCO before he transferred to New Mexico State. All right? Star Thomas joins the Tennessee roster from Duke, forming a potential 3-headed attack in the backfield. The senior back has a ton of experience, as you know, JUCO and New Mexico State and Duke. All right. Thomas gutted out 4.1 yards per carry in Duke's struggling rush offense and will be hoping to find more space to operate with Tennessee. Now, Tennessee got better athletes than Duke when it comes to football. So he just may he probably will be better, far as yardage this season. I know he's in the SEC, okay? And he's coming from the ACC or New Mexico State or whatever it is. People might say it's different in the SEC. It's different. Well, if you got great guys around you, then you will be successful, okay? But anyway, this will actually be his 6th season of college football after winning a ruling with the NCAA. Thomas started his career in the JUCO ranks, then played 2 seasons at New Mexico State before landing at Duke. He'll now provide some much-needed depth and experience for Tennessee and the staff as the staff brings along a handful of young backs. Thomas did arrive in Knoxville ahead of spring practice, so he should be up to speed and ready to go this fall. I think this guy's going to be on the field. With the experience that he have, he might be the first back. Just might. Those are not mediocre numbers. 871 yards rushing in 2024, 7 touchdowns. All right, 20 receptions for 103 yards. Those are not mediocre numbers. Go back to 2023. 112 carries, 653 yards and 4 touchdowns, okay? And now that's not stellar numbers, but it's not bad. So this guy might be the number 1 back for them. They also added 2 guys in the 2025 class. Dwayne Morris and Justin Baker. Dwayne Morris, 5'10", 192-pound 3-star. Justin Baker, 5'10", 210-pound 3-star. All right. Goes on to say it's going to be interesting to see if either of these guys can see the field in their first season with the program. Tennessee's shallow depth chart could end up forcing the staff's hand with any sort of injury situation. Remember, Khalifa Keith and Cam Sheldon also exited the program via the transfer portal. Khalifa Keith went to App State and Cam Sheldon went to Virginia Tech. I think Khalifa Keith could have been a great running back for Tennessee. I think they should have did everything they could to keep that guy. But that really highlights the importance of Star Thomas. And I just gave you his numbers, and I think he just might be the first back for Tennessee. Just maybe. Both freshmen went through spring practice and got their feet wet with the offense. Justin Baker turned head with his very unfreshman-like frame. Morris, a dynamic athlete from the mid-state that Tennessee was able to flip from USC, offers a different style of home run capabilities. Both backs will continue to come along in the offense this fall as Darrell Sims continue to build out the depth at that position. Tennessee, once again, ranked inside the top 10 nationally in rushing offense, with new faces leading the way, both in the backfield, up front and under center. Can they do it again? I think Tennessee will have a pretty decent run game. I do. They seem to always have a decent offensive line. So I think Tennessee will probably have one of the best defensive lines in the country. And they just, not in the country, but in the SEC. I didn't mean to say in the country. I think they'll have one of the best offensive lines in the SEC. I do. They always seem to have a good offensive line. They have good running backs. Okay. The quarterback position is going to be the most important thing, as always, when any team, when they got a first-year quarterback. But if the offensive line is doing their job, the running backs can do their job, and the quarterback can do his job. That's all I'm saying. Don't y'all count Tennessee out. All right. I think Tennessee is projected to be a playoff team. Don't count Tennessee out because of the quarterback situation. Don't count Tennessee out because Dylan Sampson is no longer there. As I always say, everybody is replaceable. So Tennessee fans, if you see this video, let me know what you think. You might can give me some more insight on your running back position. All right. So I think Josh Heupel will get it squared away, though. So with that being said, y'all be blessed. And I know I'm talking about Tennessee, but guess what? KB don't give a piss about nothing but the Tide, and roll damn time.